Hey everybody, it's Silver Seeker, and if you're anything like me, you probably woke up this morning, you sat up in bed, you looked over at your loved one and said, good morning, you got up, you went into the restroom, you brushed your teeth or whatever, you went into the kitchen and sat down and ate whatever you had for breakfast, and finally, eventually, you grabbed your phone, you opened it up, you opened up the Kitco Gold Live app, and you saw that the second that the markets opened up today, silver took a nosedive. It actually dropped over 60 cents as the markets opened up over in the US almost immediately, and it is continuing to be hammered today. So what I want to do is I want to take a look at the charts today, talk a little bit about why I'm not concerned about that, why I don't think other people should be concerned as well, especially if you are stacking for the right reason. So we're going to talk about why we're stacking, why things like this shouldn't, again, affect you, and stacking for the right reasons. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. If you're interested, really quick, before we get over there, in videos like this, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, please go down below, hit that like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss my future video notifications. Okay, guys, well, here we go. As you can see, I have the charts up. I just refreshed this. It's showing March 3rd of 2021 at 10:41. That's East Coast. And as you can see, looking at this morning, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This took an absolute nosedive right as the markets opened up over here this morning. You can see that silver was bouncing around, a little bit up and down, but a little bit weak. But as soon as it opened up over here, just absolute plummet right here to drop, and it continues to drop. So what I wanted to talk about, we're not going to get into the technicals of the chart. I mean, obviously things go up and down all the time. But, you know, silver has been, at least on the COMEX, looking pretty weak lately. It's been taking a lot of hammering, a lot of manipulation going on over there in that market. If you talk to the right people, they definitely believe that. I certainly do as well. But there's people much more adamant about it than me. So, you know, anyway, let's get into it. And really quick, guys, before we do, please understand that I am not a trained financial professional, so you cannot take my advice at heart. Just make sure you go out and seek actual financial advice. Do not make any decisions based off of what I say in this video. But what I wanted to talk about specifically, guys, is why this shouldn't concern you if you're stacking for the right reasons like I am. So I've always said, I've said in previous videos, that I'm very long on silver. And by long, I mean that I'm buying it to hold. I'm not buying silver. I'm not going out and buying 100 ounces of silver and then hoping that tomorrow I wake up and the market's $50 an ounce and I can go out and make an instant profit. That's not why I stack. I stack specifically, and I think most people that do stack specifically because they just don't have much trust in fiat currency. They don't have much trust in our currency or the Fed at all. You know, right now the government is spending like $3.5 trillion, or they're spending $8 trillion, but only bringing in like $3.5 trillion in tax revenue right now. I mean, the spending is out of control. They're spending so much more money than they are bringing in right now that it really does, you know, anyone with common sense would look at that and be like, how can they do that? How can you, I mean, if you go to a grocery store and you want to buy, you know, 10 bananas, but you only have enough for 5, what are you going to do? You're going to put it on a credit, right? Which is going to put you in the debt because now you are in debt to the credit card company since the credit card company paid for those bananas for you. That's exactly what the government is doing on a macro scale. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm an expert on macroeconomics. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, you know, I am the world's best economist, or that, you know, I'm a professional economist, or that you should even be listening to what I'm saying. But it just takes common sense to realize that, you know, eventually at some point, it's going to come to a head. I mean, you can't just continue to spend money that you don't have and expect no consequences. And that's why a lot of people don't trust fiat currency. That's why a lot of people don't trust the Fed. And that's why people put their things into like silver, gold, Bitcoin, and things like that, because they just don't have any trust in the currency that we use. Now, that's not to say that our currency has no value. It certainly does, because people believe that it does. Even the Fed chairman himself, which I have said in previous videos, said that the reason that our currency has value is because people believe in our currency. But how long are they going to continue to believe in our currency when we keep producing as much of it as we want? And that's not economics. That's just flat out common sense. And it's happened in other countries before. I mean, look at what happened in Zimbabwe. You know, $100 trillion bills were being printed 20 years after their dollar was worth about, you know, 75 cents our dollar. It was $1.50 Zimbabwe dollar to $1 of ours or something like that. I'm not giving you exact numbers, but you get my point. You know, they printed money out of control, and eventually they, you know, had so much debt that their money became worthless, and you may as well have just used it for using the restroom or whatever. But and I'm not saying that's going to happen in the US, and I'm not an alarmist, and I'm not a doomsdayer. I don't think that our money is going to turn to zero overnight. And that's why, I don't get on this channel and say, hey, you're going to wake up tomorrow and silver's going to be $100 an ounce, because I don't believe that. But I do believe that we are going to go through a period of inflation, and it's probably going to be a pretty rough one. And you want to put your money into something that is not tied to fiat. So you want to put it into something like silver and gold. And so if you're stacking for the long term, if you're stacking for the right reasons, if you're stacking just to protect the value of what you have, remember, silver is an investment not on a gain in capital, but a return on the capital that you already have. So, granted, of course, we all would like to be able to wake up tomorrow and silver be $100 an ounce, and we all go and sell and watch it drop because everyone's selling, because that's exactly what's going to happen. If you think it's not, I just have to disagree with you wholeheartedly. If we woke up tomorrow and silver was $100 an ounce, a lot of people would sell, and you would see the numbers go down very quick. And, I'm sure people are going to argue, well, Bitcoin's at $50,000 and everyone's continuing to buy. And that's true. That is true. But eventually I think the same is going to happen over there. Again, I don't think it's going to go to zero, and I don't think silver would go to zero in that scenario. I don't think it would drop from 100 to zero, but I think it would drop well under that 100 mark. So a lot of people are going to be wanting to cash out and get their fiat currency. But the people that are not going to be cashing out is the people that don't necessarily need the fiat currency in the first place, and they are much more concerned about protecting what they already have, which again comes back to stacking for the right reasons. So I know I'm going on a tangent here. I know I'm rambling uncontrollably with everything that I'm telling you, but I think it's important that you guys understand that when you're investing in silver, it's not to wake up tomorrow and see $100 an ounce silver and become, a millionaire overnight. That's not what we're here for. At least that's not what I'm here for. I am here to protect, what I have, and I protect it by putting it in something that is real money like silver or gold, rather than putting it in something that is worth only what it's worth because people believe it's worth what it's worth, and that's it. And I'm sure, again, I get a lot of haters. There's a lot of haterade out there. There's going to be people like, well, silver's only worth what it's worth because people believe silver's worth something true too. That's not true. Silver has tons of industrial uses, I should say, that is going to continue to make it worth something regardless. But silver has history behind it longer than any other thing in the world. It has way more history than cryptocurrencies. It has way more history than our fiat. It has, millennia of history where silver and gold have been traded for currency. And then people are going to say, well, gold and silver are outdated. It's antiquated. Everyone's going to go into Bitcoin. Well, if you lived in Texas a couple of weeks ago when they were having infrastructure problems and going through rolling blackouts, you'll realize very quickly that if that were to happen on a large scale in the US or in other countries as well, you're not going to have access to your crypto, which is why I'm not a big fan of cryptocurrency as a store of wealth. Cryptocurrency is fantastic to make money on. It's, I think you're going to have the opportunity to make some good money on cryptocurrency, for the next couple of years, maybe. Of course, that's a huge risk, and I'm not telling you yes or no to do that, because the very little cryptocurrency I have, I just sit on and stare at, and if it goes to zero, it's not going to hurt my feelings because I don't have any money invested in it. But I don't think that I don't think that Bitcoin and all that's a really good store of wealth, because at the end of the day, if we'd ever do run into issues, I just don't think that's going to be where it's going to be. I think a lot of people are excited about it, and they're excited about doing exactly what I'm worried that people are doing when stacking silver. I'm worried that there are people investing in silver thinking that tomorrow they're going to wake up and it's going to be $100 an ounce. And I'm just here to tell you that I don't believe that to be the case. Maybe I'm wrong. And I'm sure there's going to be comments down below that tell me I'm wrong. And I'm sure there's going to be a few comments that say, Seeker, you're crazy. It's worth $500,000 an ounce. And tomorrow I'm going to be eating steaks made of solid gold. And I'm going to be flying on my private jet that I bought with my Silver Eagles. I'm sure those comments are going to be there. I see them all the time. I'm a realist. I'm not an alarmist. I do believe that silver has value. I do believe that silver is worth way more than what it's worth today, but I don't think you're going to wake up tomorrow being a millionaire because you have 1,000 ounces of silver sitting, in a vault somewhere. It's just, that's not what I believe. But I don't know. Prove me wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, guys, that's my ramble today. It's my tangent. I just wanted to get in and make people understand that if you're stacking for the right reasons, you really shouldn't be worried about dips like this. you know, this is whatever. It's just, take it as an opportunity to buy the dip, if you will. It's a good time to buy right now at $25.93. Let's go. If you want to, of course, don't do it just because I said to. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned at least a little bit from my rambling as we take a look at spot bid going down here. I don't know, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but either way, I appreciate you watching the video. I thank you for being here, guys. And again, if you're not subscribed yet, please do. Over 50% of the people that watch my videos are not even subscribers. It really helps me out if you subscribe. So thank you so much. We will see you next time, and you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above. You can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.